Okay, so they have given us this garden. All right, so they've given us this garden. Looks kind of like that. Okay, and they have told us that the diameter of that center part is x. They've told us that this dimension here is 8 feet, and that's for all of them. And then they've told us that the overall diameter of the big circle is 3x. All right, so here are my dimensions. And this here is also 8 feet. Okay. It says a flower garden has the shape shown. The diameter of the outer circle is 3 times the diameter of the inner circle. So 3 times meaning 3 times x. Okay. The length of the walkways are 8 feet long. Okay. Find the diameter of the inner circle. Okay, so we've got to kind of figure out, how am I going to do this? All right. Well, I know this whole length. How many of you guys agree with that? I know this entire length. Well, can I come up with an expression for exactly that same length using other things? So take a look at the information that they've given us. I have this entire length. Can I come up with a completely different expression for that diameter if I didn't give you this? What expression can you put together for the diameter of the outer circle? Addie? Why am I multiplying? So what am I doing? So I'm doing 8 feet. Excellent. Isn't that the outer diameter? How many of you guys agree that that would be an expression for the outer diameter? 8 feet plus x plus 8 feet. All right, but this is also an expression for the outer diameter. So what do I know about these two expressions? Patrick? They're equal to each other. So I have 3x is equal to 8 plus 8 plus x. Or if you add those together, it would be 16x. And now I can just solve. 3x is equal to 16 plus x. What am I going to do to solve it from here? Amanda? All right, so I get 2x is equal to 16. Go ahead, Amanda. Excellent. And what do we get for my x? 8 feet. So the inner diameter is 8 feet. Nico, does that help you? Awesome. What else can I do for you guys? Sophia? All right, 20. Do you guys know that 20, they gave us the equation for it? Okay. Or they gave us the game plan. All right, so we just have to use our numbers to fill in that game plan. So for 20, they said to us, 2 cars travel the same distance. The first car travels at a rate of 50 miles per hour and reaches its destination in t hours. So we have car 1. They travel at 50 miles per hour, and they travel for t hours. We have car 2. You guys, it's really important that you guys are organizing your data when you're writing it down. Just don't write one mass paragraph. Don't do that. Organize it. Make bullet points. All right? Put things together. Group things. I'm grouping my car 1 stuff here. I'm going to group my car 2 stuff here. Keep your stuff organized so it's easy to see. So for car 2, it says car 2, the second car travels at 60 miles per hour. And it reaches, this is the harder part, it reaches its final destination 1 hour earlier than the first car. So it arrives 1 hour earlier than car 1. That's the hardest part. Sit up, please. And you need to kind of think what that means. Okay. So then it says, how long does it take the first car to reach its destination? All right. Well, they've already given us a variable that we have to use. What other information don't I know? What other information here that they've given me don't I know? Cullen?
You don't know the hour that either car arrives.
That is correct, but what other information don't I know here?
Oh, on car 2?
Yeah, I don't know how long it traveled for, do I?
No.
How many of you guys agree that I have no idea how long that traveled for? Okay, so we're talking about distance because what they've told us is we're talking about that they are going the same distance. All right, so what that means is that my distance of the first is equal to my distance of the second, which is the game plan they gave us. They told us that the rate of 1 times the time of 1 is equal to the rate of 2 times the time of 2. So, Colin, I do need that information, don't I? All right, to fill this game plan in, I need to know, I need to have something for my time traveled for number 2. Well, what information do I know about number 2? Put the chair down, please. Cameron? It arrives how long before the first car? 1 hour. So if I know the amount of time the first car travels for, how would I find out the amount of time the second car travels for? If I know the second car arrived 1 hour before the first car. So if I know how long the first car traveled for, what math can I do to find the amount of time the second car traveled for? Amanda? I'm sorry. Sarah? You subtract 1 hour from car 1, wouldn't I? So this would be my time of number 2 is going to be equal to t minus 1 hour. Because that's what this says. So now I'm just going to substitute the stuff I know into my game plan. Well, the rate of car 1 is 50 miles per hour. The time of car 1 is t, equals the rate of car 2 is 60. The time of car 2 is, and it has to go in parentheses, t minus 1. And then I would solve that. So 50t is equal to 60 times t minus 60 times 1. So I have 50t is equal to 60t minus 60. All right, I'm going to subtract or add a negative 60t to both sides. So I have a negative 10t is equal to a negative 60. So t is equal to 6 hours. So the first car traveled for 6 hours. AJ? Yeah, how many of you guys, who has questions on this one? All right, what number, sweetheart? 13. All right, so for number 13, it says I have negative a plus 4 is equal to a plus 6. All right, so AJ, you are going to solve this for me. So what did you do to start solving this? So I have a negative 1 plus 4 is equal to 1a plus 6. I like that. Go ahead. You added a negative 4. So I have negative 1a is equal to 1a plus 2. What did you do now? Excellent. So what do you end up with then? Okay, so think about what you're adding. So I do agree. On the right side here, I have a positive A plus a negative A. That definitely equals 0, doesn't it? So on this right side, I do have 0 plus 2. All right, so on that right side, I do simply have a 2. But on the left side, you have negative 1A plus negative 1A. What is negative 1A plus a negative 1A? Yeah, this is a negative 2A. All right, so I end up with negative 2A is equal to 2. So now I'm going to divide both sides by negative 2, and A is equal to a negative 1. Does that help you? Okay, questions on 13 here? All right, let's take a look at 12. 12 said I have 4z minus 5 is equal to 8z plus 3. Is this the one you're talking about? Okay. So the first thing I would do, AJ, just because I like to do this, and I would do adding the opposite. It helps me really see what I have to do. What did you do to start solving this? Excellent. Remember, there's 4 different ways you could solve these. All of you are sitting up. You're all paying attention to what we're doing. You're making corrections if you need to. So I end up with 4z is equal to 8z plus 8. Now what, sweetie? Okay, if I add a negative 4 to z to both sides, won't I have the variable term and the constant on the same side? I don't want that, do I? I want my variable term to go to the other side. If I did what you said, I would have 0 is equal to 2z plus 8. And that's fine with me. However, I do need one term on the other side. So if you did this, that's fine, but I would then probably add a negative 8 to both sides, and I would end up with negative 8 is equal to 2z, and then we would finish. Thank you. What? This is 4z. Thank you very much for correcting me. So z is equal to negative 2. Can you see your mistake? Remember, our goal is to get all the variable terms to one side, the constants to the other. So I'm left with a variable term equals a constant. Okay? Ada. Yep. So let's take a look at 17. All right, 17 said I have 6 plus x is equal to 6 times the quantity of x minus 5. Is this the one you're talking about? Awesome. All right, so Ada, the first thing I have to do is the distributive property, right? So I have 6 plus x is equal to, well, 6x minus 6 times 5. So 6 plus x is equal to 6x plus a negative 30. Are you cool with that? Awesome. Okay. So now how did you start from there? Excellent. So I end up with 36 plus x is equal to 6x, right? Excellent. Can you see a mistake that you may have made? Yeah. Okay, that's okay. So I have 36 is equal to 5x, which I'm like, really, did I write that down right? Because that's not going to divide into it evenly, right? Okay. Yeah, I can see how you can make that mistake. And now divide both sides by 30, and x is going to be equal to, so if I have 36 divided by 5, that's going to be a 7. That's 35, 1. So I would say 7 and 1/5 is what I would write. Because I take my remainder, I put it over whatever I divided by. All right, if they divided that out as a decimal, that's fine, but fractions are a lot easier. Yes? 16, yeah. Who needs to see what's up there? Yes?
Are we allowed to do a decimal?
Do a fraction. Why do a decimal? That just is more, it's more division. I want you getting used to putting these. I don't care, Patrick, one way or the other, but my problem is at some point, someone's not going to know how to change that into a fraction. And someone's going to say, oh, this must be 7.1. Because here's my remainder, it just must be 0.1. So I would like you understanding how to write these as fractions. Do you understand that? And fractions are easier to write, because the moment I get done and I have to put a decimal in and bring some zeros down, I don't have to do any more work. I'm done. Take that remainder, put it over what you divided by. And you don't have any other math to do. Fractions are so much easier. All right, so let's take a look at 16. This is the last one I'm doing because you guys have a homework quiz. All right, so 16 said I have 3 times the quantity of m plus 2 is equal to 8 plus m. Is this the one you're talking about? Okay. So I have to do my distributive property first. So I have 3 times m plus 3 times 2 is equal to 8 plus m. So I have 3m plus 6 is equal to 8 plus m. All right, from there, Amanda, what did you do? Or Sarah, what did you do? So I have 6 is equal to 8 plus a negative 2m. Now what? That's okay, so tell me what to do from here. So I end up with a negative 2 is equal to a negative 2m. And m is equal to a positive 1. Yes? You're not asking me to do another one? Okay. Yes. We've talked about that, right? I haven't said we can eliminate that yet, have I? Did I already say we could? No, so for now I want you to. Eventually I'll drop that. Because I want you guys thinking about what you're doing. All right, because some of you are still forgetting to do that multiplication 3 times 2. So I want to see that. All right, put this away, get a piece of paper out, please. I'm a glutton for punishment because I have homework quizzes and tests galore to be graded. Yes? No calculators. Thank you for asking. No calculators.